start off with some introductions. My name is John Kluber. I'm a technical instructor for BMW of North America. I've been with BMW of North America for about 2 years as an instructor. Prior to this, I was a master technician in the field for about 9 years. And then before that, I was actually a step student just like these individuals here. So I've kind of come full circle in my career path so far. So very exciting to be here on the other side of this, the other side of the stage, looking out on the new graduates that are coming out. I'd like to make some other introductions. We have Craig Hilskemper. He's a senior technical instructor for BMW of North America. He's been doing this for 8 years, 9 years, 11. I get that. He was actually in my class when I went through STEP the last 3 weeks. He just came on. So now I get the pleasure of working with him after having him as an instructor myself. We also have Ed Husak from BMW of North America. We also have Christina DeLizer. She is the after-sales coordinator. And special guest today is Curtis Cherry from Desert BMW. We're here today to celebrate the graduation of 8 STEP students. These students are winners and true professionals that have managed not only to get into this exclusive program, but to actually finish it. I don't know if you guys know this, but we typically start with a class of 12. In this class, we ended up with 8. So it's very competitive to get in and very competitive to stay in once they're here. So it's a remarkable achievement that they've come this far. As their instructors, it's been satisfying to look on them now compared to the memory we had of them when we first started. They arrived back in September on orientation day, and what a difference. It's night and day from now and from then. Every one of them has demonstrated a strong desire to be in the program and worked hard to stay in it. After spending 6 months together, I must say that they've all impressed us. We now have grown to admire each one of them for their accomplishments and their value of professional relationships we now have with them. It is also enjoyable to watch them grow as a team to help each other along the way. STEP stands for a Service Technician Education Program. With the candidates handpicked, it is designed to meet qualified technicians for the BMW of North America Service Network. Constantly changing to keep up with new products, STEP currently consists of 18 vehicle or system-specific courses that we cover over the course of 24 weeks, 6 hours a day, which gives us a little over 700 clock hours in class. The training they received here will help them go on to work on the BMWs of today and the BMWs of tomorrow. As they leave here today, they hold the same training credentials as a BMW Master Level 1 technician. The STEP program is not an entitlement. These valuable credentials need to be earned. And I'm sure they can tell you what kind of a grueling process that has been for them, especially when we're standing behind them in the lab with a clipboard, taking notes, and they got a 1-hour time clock punching the time on the board. In the STEP program, our students are required to work hard and perform to high standards. The students graduating here today are high achievers, and they were able to measure up. There's also another dimension to the success of any professional, and these graduates are no exception. There are attitudinal qualities that they must prove to us on their own. As we observe them, we must decide whether they have the social skills to work well with others on a team, as well as handle and solve complex problems in a professional manner. I am very confident that all have the ability to represent their respective employers and the fine products that they are servicing. These graduates you see here today have proven those qualities to Craig Hilskemper, Lowell Smith, and myself, as we have all put our signatures on their credentials. Each one of these students has a lot going for them when they arrived here. They learned the right lessons in life as young men and were able to look forward and make plans for the future. Something else I've witnessed in the last 6 months is how these fine young men bonded and developed a strong respect for one another. There are new friendships in the group that will last a lifetime. There were moments when we felt like a family. Their real families deserve a lot of credit here, as they had a lot to do with how these young men were brought up and they were supported through the years. So I think we need to have a round of applause for the families. Even during recent economic difficulties, the BMW Group has had strong retention of their market share. And demand still exists for qualified technicians. With recent increases in sales and new technologies being introduced, frequently these graduates are entering the BMW workplace at a good time. We are very proud of each one of these graduates today, as they have a promising career ahead of them and for the deployments that they're going to achieve at the BMW centers. Isn't it nice that they're actually going to go to work now? Now I'd like to offer up Ed Cusack. He's going to say a few things about the direction in which BMW is going in, and then I'll come back up and we'll do an introduction to the graduates. Thanks,
Well, first of all, congratulations to all 8 of you, because as he said, it's quite an honor for you guys to get selected, because we do an extensive background check just for you to make the cut on the whole program. So the fact that you're here today signifies just how strong the whole program was, what you did. And also the fact that Curtis Cherry, very busy running one of the biggest stores in the country and in the region, took the time to come over and see. Normally we do about a 100-slide PowerPoint projection, but Curtis, where are the 4 guys going to work in Vegas? Curtis wants you there about 4 o'clock.
Bring your keys, boss.
He told me to hurry up. And again, first of all, Christina and I are honored to be here to represent BMW North America. We have our regional office right here in Ontario. We also have one of our regional parts distribution centers. Keep about $40 million in parts at that parts depot alone. We also have another one in Stockton that supplies the region. We keep close to that same amount, so that's what keeps you going every day. John mentioned BMW. The whole auto industry, you all read, has had a very difficult last 3 years, but in 2011, the last 2 years, BMW has been on quite an uptick. Last year, our sales were up 15%. Our region, which is 12 states in the West, we go from Idaho out to Hawaii, from Alaska to Colorado to Arizona and Nevada, so it's a very big region. And we're very proud of the fact of what we've done over the last couple of years, considering what the auto industry. Worldwide, BMW AG sold a record 1.45 million units last year, and that includes BMW. Those of you who don't know, we also have Mini and Rolls-Royce as part of BMW. So that's very strong growth. We also had record profits in 2011. Record profit, period. How does that affect you and our dealers? Those profits are what fuel our research and development, bring all the new products that are coming out over the next couple of years, and I'll talk about a few of those in a few minutes, but that's important. How big's the region? Our region alone that I'm responsible for, our parts objective for the year is close to $500 million just for parts. We have 1.1 million units in operation in the Western region. Unit in operations or registration or a BMW, it might be a 2012, might be a 1986. But guess what? Every one of those units in operation has parts dollars and labor hours, which is how you make your living, attached to them. And that's what's important, and that continues to grow. We project that our region alone will probably have 1.4 million UIOs over the next 4 years. So the growth is really strong, and that's important for you. Our dealers have invested nationwide since 2002 about $3 billion in their facilities. And since we have Curtis here, to give you an example, they just moved Mini a year and a half ago. They moved into a new facility about 3.5, 4 years ago for BMW. And guess what? You have an air-conditioned workshop out there. What's that tell you about how they take care of their employees? That's not the case everywhere else. A lot of our BMW facilities are air-conditioned. You know, Vegas is that way, Arizona gets very hot in the shop. And all of us, I've been a technician in my older days too, and I know what it's like to work in a very hot shop. That's how I worked my way through college. So it's very important that those are the types of things that denote BMW apart from a lot of the other manufacturers. And I'm sure that's why you guys really picked BMW. I've been with the company 26 years. That probably tells you something. And a lot of our employees are the same way. Opportunities. One of the things that really is important is you have plenty of opportunity out there. You're going to go out, you can make a very, very nice living as a technician. But you have to continue to learn every day, every week. We continue to educate you. You'll be going to classes as new product comes out. Most of you will come over here to the Ontario Training Center. We also do some remote training at times, but you'll continue to grow, and that's how you'll get better at your position. Another important factor, you've learned an awful lot in the 6+ months you've been doing this, but you're going to work beside guys in the shop that have been there 1 year, 5 years, 10, and some of the guys even 30 years. You can learn an awful lot from them, so don't be afraid to pick their brains. Good example again with Curtis here. Les Gogol, the shop foreman in Las Vegas, recognized internally with all of us at BMW, he's one of the best shop foremen in the country. We call him sometimes when we're stuck. So that tells you the kind of people that we have with BMW, and that's why it's a great team effort. One of the other things, we have 77 dealers in the region total. We'll have 32 mini dealerships by the end of this year, so we're also growing from that standpoint. And our region alone will sell about 72, maybe 73,000 new BMWs this year. That fuels you. We also have the maintenance program, which very few, there's only a handful of manufacturers. Most of them have a maintenance program that's a lot lower tier than ours. That car is covered for 4 years, 50,000 miles. We like to see the MPUs and the other warranty extensions added so that you can tie that car into the dealership for up to 6 years and 100,000 miles. And guess what? They come in there for service, and that's how you make your money. So it's important. Another thing that's very important, when you repair a car every day, the quality that you work under is going to sell the second one. The showroom, the sales department sells the first car. Guess what? How well you repair that car, take care of that customer along with the service advisor. That's what sells the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars over to that same customer. We want to keep them coming back. But I always like to say, and I had a service manager tell me this about 30+ years ago, that Ed, if you work on that vehicle like it belongs to your girlfriend, your wife, your mother, your brother, you'll never go wrong. And that's what you have to think about when you're repairing that car. Quality is very important. You have to turn the hours and make a living and make money for the dealership. The quality's there, and you can't do both. It's attention to detail in what you do. One of the other things that's really important is the amount of new product that's coming out. I know just coming out of the class, you guys saw our new N20 engine. That's the new 4-cylinder twin turbo. That is a strong engine. The gas mileage is incredible on that. People are getting in the mid-30s on the highway. We also have a 4-cylinder turbo diesel. It'll be out about a year from now. You'll see gas mileage into the 40s on the highway there. That's how we have to stay competitive as a manufacturer. That's how we keep bringing customers back to us year after year. You got to be competitive, and as high performing as all of our products are. I drove a 535 over to the Barrett-Jackson auction back in January from Murrieta to there round trip. Got over 30 miles a gallon on a 300 horsepower car. What's that tell you about our efficient dynamics? So that's all part of the program. That's why it's important for all of you to see that other new product. We're going to have 3, 5, 7 series hybrids coming out soon. So over the next year or so, you're going to see all 3 models with hybrids. And again, that's great. We have the new M5 and the new M6. Had a chance to see that at the F30 launch in San Diego a few weeks ago. Supercar. We're going to get the X1 in the United States, which is going to be another product just below the X3. And Most of you, if you haven't had a chance to see the latest Mission Impossible, we have the I-3 and the I-8 that were in that movie. Those are new vehicles that will be out by 2013. We have the Active-E all-electric car out. We've already had a mini electric vehicle out. That's part of the future. In big city areas, you have to have transportation that doesn't create emissions, the mileage, etc. So you're going to see a lot more coming out from an electric standpoint that can do the short mileage trips. Our average customer that has an electric vehicle that buys it, we learned this from the Mini, they do about 27 miles one way or 54 overall. And with the range of 100, you're generally pretty comfortable there. The next phase for us is to get the battery power that can get us in around the 200-mile range round trip. So all those things are on the drawing board. We also have 3 new Mini models coming out over the next couple of years. And then a little bit further down the road, you're going to see some front-wheel drive platform BMWs that will be down in a little lower price range so that we can, again, be competitive on the luxury side, but step somebody up from the low end of the luxury all the way up to the 7 Series or an X6 or something like that. The one thing that I want to leave you, again, I want to congratulate all of you, is that you want to continue your education, not just with us and going to the Ontario Training Center, but I'd encourage all of you, and I did the same thing, go on and finish, get an associate degree if you can, go on and work toward a bachelor degree in your part-time. There's so many avenues today that didn't exist back when I was in college to finish your degree, but that's important for you in the long run. Continue to stay sharp on the electronic side because it's only going to get more complicated down the road with everything we have. But again, you pick the best manufacturer. I think we have San Antonio here. I was in the southern region for a while. That's another great dealership. And then McKenna, we pick great things. I think we have one that's going to work at the Manheim auction. That's a great way to learn about the product and then come back out into the dealership. So we're very proud of your accomplishments. All of you should be, and I know your family is. We look forward to seeing you. We all get out to travel and visit dealers, so we'll be sure that we look you up when we're there, especially when I come to Vegas. So I'll visit you guys, and anytime you need anything from us, you have a field team that's out there. You have a technical support engineer. In case of all of you in Las Vegas, that's Craig Jackson. And they're there to help you as well when you get stuck on a problem. So welcome to BMW. Congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the day and look forward to seeing you out there. And again, we're very proud of what all of you did. Thanks.
All right. This time I'd like to take the opportunity to go ahead and introduce the graduates. So when I call your name, go ahead and please stand up. Richard Beard, back in the back. Richard earned his automotive degree at UTI in nearby Rancho Cucamonga. He's been a constant high achiever in the class, and his attention to details has been impeccable. Richard's a very fun-loving personality. I wish we had one in every class, because he keeps you very lively. If anybody's met him, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't met him, I'm sure you've heard him throughout the room.
Very quiet.
Very quiet, very subtle.
Trying to trade now, or is it
Too late. Richard knows how to work hard and have fun doing it. If asked a technical question, he'd give you much more than the answer that you needed or that you would expect. He always had a knack for asking for more work during the class, which made him very popular with the rest of the students. We had fun watching Richard respond well to his training and thoroughly enjoy every minute. With what Richard has learned here and his desire to perform quality work at BMW, we know he's going to be very successful in his career to come. Richard has accepted a job offer at Desert BMW with Curtis of Las Vegas, and we just wish him the best luck. Luckily.
Thanks.
Well, Mayor dem Nafus.
Recognize a few individuals that went above and beyond the normal course of their duties here at UW Step. We had 3 key positions in the shop. We had a shop foreman, which was Lee. We had a tool coordinator, which Mr. Beard took the lead on. And we had our parts manager, which Richard Brandt took the lead on. Probably the tool court, all 3 of these positions, I would say, take a lot of extra time out of their day, and they often stay late. Lee was responsible for making sure that all of our 3G equipment in the shop was taken care of, and when we had updates, that they were all either off or on and online and ready for the update during the course of our training. Richard, as tool coordinator, had the diligent job of trying to half inventory our tools, making sure that all of the toolboxes were in order at the end of every day before we left class, and to make sure our special tool board stayed orderly. In Mr. Brandt's case, he had the due diligent job of ordering all the parts that we require during the course of our training during the step. Not to say that we broke a lot of things, but if stuff doesn't break, learning's not taking place. And some of the stuff that we take off the car is just one-time use. It's designed to break when we come apart. So Mr. Brandt was in charge of making sure that all these parts were looked up, ordered, and when they came in, that they got to the appropriate person to get the cars back up to BMW standards. So at this time, we'd like to welcome these 3 gentlemen up. We have a gift for them.
Stop for a
Okay, now that you've heard from us, now we'd like to ask our class speaker to come up so we can hear what stuff was like from their point of view.
Guess who our class speaker is? You're up.
All right, bear with me. I'm a pretty quiet individual. I get nervous in front of people. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming. It seems like it wasn't that long ago that we all were sitting at orientation day back in September, and now we finally made it to March. Back in September of 2009, I took a tour of UTI. And after getting sold the idea of starting an automotive career, or just finally learning about it, and I was going to be all right signing over $35,000 to that school, the counselor told me, you know, if you try your best every day, you're in your seat every second of every day, you get a 4.0 while working in the field for a minimum of 6 months, and complete all the prerequisites, you're going to have the opportunity to take a test for a chance of making it into the BMW STEP program. Needless to say, the goal was set a little high. And yet, today, 8 of us not only made it into the program, but we got to the end of it. If only anyone at UTI had told us how hard it would be to get to this point, we might have rethought this. No one really explained to us how emotionally taxing and physically challenging this program would be. The 8 of us have endured things that we just never want to do again. Mr. Brandt and myself, we were used to driving 65 to 75 miles one way every morning at way before the sun was even thinking about coming up. to drive 150 miles just to make it to class every day. And yet we never were late. Our days normally started at about 5:30. We would show up to class an hour before we had to, just in case there was some reason we didn't make it on time. Lee would be there making coffee, and Patrick would have already brought his own. And yet, for some reason, we thought it was appropriate to actually sit in class an hour before the Russian roulette style of trivia we got for last night's homework was administered by one of the instructors. Homework was not an issue at UTI. In fact, it was a non-event. But here at STEP, it was 100 pages of reading with 75 questions, and your entire grade was based on how well you'd answer to whatever the instructors wanted to know. We had to be very proficient. We had to be very, very good at what we were learning about every morning. And we were. And at this point, we all are. It's been an amazing experience for us, and one that we honestly could not do without you people, without our friends, without our family, to get us through there, through the thick and the thin. You were the ones that would talk us down when we would come home and say, I don't know if I can take another hour of this, let alone another day. As much as we would like to stand up here, beat our chests, and let you know how awesome we are, we're humbled today to know that we couldn't have done it without each and every one of you. We made it here every morning because of you. We made it through the week and got the work done and made it to the end because of all of your support. And we are thankful for the friends, the family, and the loved ones that are sitting next to us today. We just couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you. But our gratitude can't be limited to just that. As much as we may have disagreed with their teaching ways, we are very thankful for Mr. K and Mr. H as well. They taught us valuable lessons of not just BMW, but about our attitudes and about being committed to our quality. And we have learned a lot through that. Our thanks also has to be turned to BMW as a corporation, because it was the fact that this program even exists, we're very thankful for. I mean, this was a really good experience for all of us. In a matter of hours, the 8 of us are going to go on and we're going to leave here today, and that'll be it. Albert, as you know, is going to head over to Atlanta, Georgia to start the next phase of his life, and Patrick's finally going to be able to go home to his wife, even, instead of a Radisson down the street. Talk about commitment. Lee's going to finally be able to go home to his wife, and John and Brant are both going to be able to start their new lives in a new town. And our opportunities are amazing. Christian and Omar starting at Norwalk. The opportunities that we have gotten through BMW are really amazing. But we honestly couldn't have done it without you people, without the support that we have gotten through this. So from now on, we're going to be able to finally look back and look at you in the morning and give you a call, and we're actually going to be getting paid for waking up this early. It's going to be a whole new experience. Bottom line, the class of Ontario 18 is very, very indebted to BMW, to our instructors, and to you. Thank you all for showing up today.
All right, now the time that they've all been waiting for. We're going to go ahead and hand out their diplomas. So if you want to take pictures, please feel free to come up. And we'll go in alphabetical order. Mr. Beard, come on up, sir. Mr. Ben Lafous. Mr. Brandt.
There's not a lot of blank pages in
Mr. Salcido. And finally, Mr. Vasquez.
That's pretty good.
Okay, look at music.
Congrats, dude.
Oh, I thought you were Patrick.
So that concludes
Give me a card.
our presentation. So we can take this opportunity now to do a photo, class photo if you like, or photos for individual.
Hey, congratulations, everyone. Unfortunately, I have to get back to work here. I've got some people waiting on me. We'll see you soon, man.
Hey, hell of a deal.
You guys, Ed Husak, he's a very modest man. But as we care for each of the individuals in this room, he cares for over 100 BMWs and many dealers the same way. So in a trickle-down way, you're really working for Ed. So no one cares about the 400 stores. Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Congratulations.
Picture, this picture.
Shop meeting.
Shop meeting.
Department, call the meeting.
Shop meeting.
Call the shop meeting.
You're gonna have to get a little closer than that.
We helped a little bit. Shove in.
Pretend like you like.
Good to check DCS now.
Photos.